What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 my NHL 21 Vancouver Canucks Franchise Mode Series. If you guys missed the last episode, kind of a surprising first season, honestly. I didn't expect much from this team, maybe a wild card spot. But we actually went all the way to the Stanley Cup Final, losing to the Boston Bruins. You guys can see right there, Clarence Campbell is ours. So, kind of sucks. Literally a decade after Vancouver lost to Boston in the 2011 Stanley Cup Final. We do it again. I was really hoping they could have had redemption, but still a very good young team, I think. Some nice pieces. We're definitely going to win one over the next 9 seasons. Speaking of which, I'll give you a look at this team. The team stats is actually buyer, surprisingly. We lost some guys, but still pretty solid. Like that top 6, you got Podkolzin, Peterson, Besser on the first line, getting a +1. Hollander, Horvat, and Miller get a +3, which is huge. Brown, Rask, and Linz, really not that bad of a third line. And then we have Virtanen, Glendening, and VC on the fourth line, getting a +3, so that actually makes them pretty solid. Defensively here, Schmidt and Hughes on the top pair get a +3. Levi, Edler +1. Then we have Rathbone and Hamonic getting a 0. In terms of goalies, we grabbed Fleury as a rental, then trade him, so Demko's a starter again. 25 years old, 87 overall, medium elite. He can still grow. I'm thinking maybe 89, 90 by the time he's 86. DiPietro backing him up. 22, already an 82. Medium starter. He should actually grow a lot as well. In terms of the special teams here, I was actually able to get +3 on the first power play. Subbed out Miller there for Horvat. Of course, he's got Podkolzin and Peterson on his wings. Hughes and Besser on the point. Brown, Miller, Hoglander, Ulevi, and Rathbone's a second unit and a +1. So that looks pretty good. 4-man, not too bad. First PK, +5. Glendening, Lynn, Schmidt, and Ulevi. That's awesome. And the 3-man there, both getting 0. So I think the chemistry is really good. Other than the third line, I feel like this team is very solid. The third line, unfortunately, was kind of just all we could put together after missing out on a bunch of free agents, but I don't think it's that bad. In terms of the AHL team here, definitely not great. Bobby Ryan I was going to have in the NHL until I saw Colin Grew. Other than him, even like for young players, we really don't have much here. Defensively, Stroman also I buried. +3 though, so maybe he'll help Chatfield grow there. Honestly, unless we can offer him, I'm just going to let the rest of his contract run out here, but obviously it was a nice trade made getting a Myers contract, bringing him in. Jet Wu, hopefully he grows. Breeze Braw's already 24. The rest of these guys, Berglund there's 20, low top 6, so doesn't really matter. I think both Parson and Ellis here. Actually, Parson's a medium starter, 78. Could turn into a backup. Ellis here, 20-75, medium fringe. I don't know. He seems really, really good. Potentially could be a starter, but should at least end up being a backup. I'll show you guys the overalls here. Offense, defense, and goaltending. Last season, I thought we were a wild card team. Again, this season, I'm thinking that, but you never know with the sim. So we have 92 offense, 91 defense, 87 goaltending. Erik Karlsson there, best player on the Sharks. I'm not sure if that's a good thing for them or not, but we're going to get started now, guys. See how we do here, and obviously, if I need to, we'll make some moves. Just got a decent offer here, guys. The Islanders want to give us Nick Leddy and TBR for Hobson, who's our medium elite goalie we just drafted. A second and a third. I feel like if I needed defense, I would say yes, but honestly, I feel like our D is solid enough. No reason to give up a medium elite goalie. Another big offer here, guys. The Islanders want to trade us Anders Lee for that medium elite goalie and Keppen there, who's only a low top 9. Anders Lee, I'm curious what his rating is, 85. He's currently got 22 points in 31 games. Thing is, $7 million is a lot. He's already 31. We'd be paying him until he's 36. I feel like with that money, we could probably get a better free agent, and we could use Hobson trading for a different player. Next year, guys, Minnesota Wild for some reason want this Bobrovsky guy. Low chance to be a 7th D, and basically we get to move up 1 round from the 6th to the 5th. We would be moving up a year later, but I still think pretty good trade for us. So it's now the end of December here, guys. We have a record of 21-11-5. This team always seems to exceed my expectations. Take a look and see where we are in the entire league, as well as the division. First in the division, 47 points there, 3 above the Flames. Blackhawks 51. Same with the Flyers, Hurricanes 50, Blue Jackets 48. So I think we're currently 4th in NHL and 1st in the division. I'll take that. Peterson there, 50 points, 37 games. Seems like we're having another solid season. And we're on the deadline here, guys, with a record of 35, 18, and 9. So we're continuing to play some pretty good hockey. Still 1st in the division there, 79 points. And Peterson's up to 84 points in 62 games. Avalanche 83. And then Hurricanes, Devils, Blue Jackets, the only teams above us. So I'm thinking we're definitely a buyer, probably a conservative buyer at the deadline here. Obviously, last time I got Marc-Andre Fleury, which I did not expect, but if there's a good hockey trade to be had, I'll make it. Jared Spurgeon on the block, down 88, almost max trade value. Klingberg, 1 year left. I don't really know if we need him with Quinn Hughes. Jeff Petrie there, Jonathan Toews, big contract, same with Shea Weber. Philip Forsberg, we could trade for. The value's not that crazy. I feel like I'd much rather just go hard after him in free agency. We should have, I don't know, I think close to 20 million. Saros, honestly, for an 87 overall medium elite goalie, the value's not high at all, but we have Demko. Jamie Benn, not too bad either. Islanders just made a trade. Victor Olofsson, 26, 86. Brock Nelson. Okay, so Some pretty good players available. We'll see what else is out there. And speaking of Philip Forsberg, guys, I'm actually going to try and get him next year. I'm thinking he can help us in this year's playoff run, and then hopefully we can re-sign him. As I mentioned, he's a very solid player, 27 years old, 87 overall. He's currently got 47 points there in 62 games. I'm offering up Korolev. He was actually one of our first round picks last year. Actually, the last pick in the first round, along with our second round pick in this year's draft. Pretty equal value. He's on the block. They want both things. I think this goes through. Trade's accepted. Okay, I think it's a big ad for us. And next year, guys, are trying to get Philip Broberg for the Edmonton Oilers. For some reason, they have him on the block. I guess they're going for it, and they figure he's worth giving up. So I'm going to try and trade them Bobby Ryan, Pittsburgh's second in this year's draft, and our third next year's draft. Now, Pittsburgh's second is actually almost worth as much as our first, so they mustn't be doing too well, and obviously, we're one of the better teams in the NHL. If Edmonton goes for this, I think that's a great trade for us. Trade's rejected. Okay, so one thing I was thinking, I don't really know if I want to, because obviously the top of this class is really good, but if we're going to move up to that, we'll have to add a ton to our first round pick anyways. Our first round pick, if it's a late first, is not going to get us a guy like Philip Broberg, 20 years old, 78 overall, high top 4. Maybe they'll trade to us for just our first round pick. Still says no. Try adding Bobby Ryan and a 6th rounder here. And now the trade goes through. So I feel like we just got Broberg for pretty much nothing. Like I said, no way we got a player as good as him with our first round pick. And next year, guys, I'm offering Anton Strawman back to the Florida Panthers with 50% retained for their 3rd and 6th round pick of this year's draft. We'll see what they say to this one. Trade's accepted. Wow. So I saw that they liked him. I knew 50% retention obviously would give him a bit more value. And we really needed some picks. All we had was a 2nd and 2 7ths. So now we actually have 5 picks in this draft. And the trade deadline is now complete, guys. We actually made that Strawman one right at the end. And it was the last trade. So I'm glad because Strawman, of course, was just kind of rotting in the AHL. We were able to turn him into a couple picks. I feel like that makes the Myers trade even better. Dallas there got Ryan Ellis. They exchanged for Jamie Benn. Wow, so a bit of a blockbuster. Troy Stecher goes to the Jets. Of course, our trade for Philip Broberg. See here, Kempney to the Oilers. They give up Raphael Lavoie for him. They also got Sorensen, but it's still a lot. Mayfield to the LA Kings. Thomas Hertl and Riley Nash go to Calgary. Of course, our trade for Philip Forsberg. We're actually pretty busy. Ryan Murray and John Moore and Curtis Lazar all over the Washington Capitals. Detroit there got Semyon Varlamov for Alexiev and a 3rd round pick. Not a bad haul. I think I got mixed up a bit here. So Washington gave up Alexiev and a 3rd for Murray, Moore, and Lazar. And then Detroit gave up a 2nd for Varlamov, which is really nice. Islanders there got a couple prospects in exchange for Josh Bailey. So I feel like those prospects should be good, but I don't really recognize either of them. Alex Goligoski to the Jets. Kubelik to the Pittsburgh Penguins. I was actually thinking about trading for him before Forsberg. Kind of glad, though, we went and got Forsberg instead. Let's see anything else here. Ryan McLeod to the Bruins. Edmonton there gets Grzelcyk and Mrazek. Okay. T.S. Janmark to the Lightning. Zachary Leroux to the Buffalo Sabres. Ottawa got Victor Olofsson and Alex Galchenyuk. They also give up a 3rd there in Nystrom, but pretty good return. Ottawa also got John Klingberg and Joe Pavelski. 2 first-round picks and Lassie Thompson going to Dallas. Wow. What a trade. Ottawa's going for it. The rebuild is over. Braden Schneider to the Ducks. Blake Coleman to the Knights. Peyton Krebs to the Montreal Canadiens. Blue Jackets there add Brock Nelson and Nick Leddy, gave up 1st-round pick. So I want to see a lot of big trades. Nathan Beaulieu on waivers. 78 overall, 29 years old, not worth it. Alright guys, so here's an update look at the lines after the trade deadline. Top 6 is the same, but Colson, Peterson, Besser, Hoglander, Horvat, and Miller. 3rd line is now Brown, Rask, and Forsberg getting a +1. Then we have Virtanen, Cole Lind, and Jimmy Vesey on the 4th line, still getting a +3. So Lind comes in for Glendening, doesn't have as good face-offs. 68 there, opposed to 87, but I think other than that, he's a much better player. In terms of defense, it's the exact same. Special teams, I think we're still getting, +3 in that first unit. Forsberg's down the 2nd, makes it a lot better. 4-man there, I think pretty much the same. Forsberg's on one of them. The PK, we were getting +5, we now get a +3. So a slight downgrade, obviously not having Glendening, but 78 is getting older. Colin makes a lot more sense. Also, the second 3-man gets a -1, but I mean, how often is the second 3-man really going to be out there? Also, too, guys, I noticed Demko's actually up in rating, now an 88 overall, so love seeing that. Alright, guys, something in the regular season. This year, we actually hit 50 wins right on, with 22 losses and 10 overtime losses, so 110 points on the year. Not a bad season at all. Peterson as well, broke 100 points, 106 and 82, love seeing that. We won the Pacific Division. Unfortunately, we lost the West, though, the Avalanche, who had 115, Lightning 98, Hurricanes 111. So, we finished 3rd there in the NHL. See how everyone else did. I feel like if Peterson's got 106, some of the guys on this team probably went off. Besser there 89, not too bad at all. But Cole's in 78 with 41 goals. JT Miller at 70. Quinn Hughes at 70 as a D-man. Hollander 69, nice. Love seeing that. I feel like he's going to continue to grow here. Horvat 69 as well. Nice, nice. Forsberg 64. If he's coming back for the right price, we're definitely going to try and keep him. Schmidt 44 is actually a bit surprising. Even Victor Rask had 40 points, third line center, only an 80. Roll depth forward, 18 goals, 22 assists. He actually played quite well for us. Brown there, basically 40 points too. Cole Lind only had 26. You'd hope for a little bit better than that from him, but maybe he'll get some growth over the summer. Everyone else, I think, did as you'd expect. In terms of goalies, Demko, 35, 16, and 9, the .905 and 2.85. Solid stats. DiPietro as well, very, very similar. Still an 82, though. We know Demko went up. I'll take a quick look at the AHL team. I don't really expect much. Zach McEwen here, 66 points in 80 games. He's 25, 79. Maybe could be a fourth liner for us next year. Broberg, 60 points in 81 games. He had 50 assists. He's actually already up in ratings to trade for him. Love seeing that. Maybe he also makes a push for the NHL spot next year. Other than that, that's probably it. I guess Howard, 78. I don't know. I think he's probably going to be one of those guys that's just like a good AHL player. Take a look at the entire league. Peterson, does he win the Art Ross? That'd be pretty sick. Wow. Are you kidding me? 1 point shy there of Line, who still has 2 games left. So yeah, he's not catching Line. Suchikov, 105. Ranton, 103. McKinnon, Aho, Kane, Ovechkin, Marner. Ovechkin's got 57 goals, which is good for Mitchell Shard. I'm pretty sure he won it last year as well. Jack Eichel still in the Sabres there with 54, tied with Line. Let's see how Quinn Hughes did in terms of points. Shabbat and McCarr there, a little bit too good. We did that little thing where we left with goals and scratch for a few extra games. He is a rookie, 78 points in 82 games. Makes him the rookie scoring leader, almost a point per game. Turcotte there, 68. He's an 86, almost as good as Podkolzin. Newick, 65. Always does really good in the sim. Boldy there. Lucas Raymond on Detroit. Caulfield. Okay, so we should have the Calder winner in Podkolzin, which is pretty awesome. Also, guys, I sent a few more days, so every team should have played 82 games by now. We know the Avalanche there won the President's Trophy. Only 4 teams with 100-plus points. Glad to see we were one of them. Washington, are you kidding me? That hurts to see. 10th in the NHL, they miss. So the Rangers are in their division. So are the Devils, Flyers, Blue Jackets, and the Hurricanes. Wow. 6th in their division, 10th in the NHL. That is... wow. Winnipeg, Seattle gets in their second year. 18th in the NHL, Anaheim 19th. I feel so bad for Washington. Last in the NHL, Minnesota Wild, 69 points. Not really what you want to see, though. In terms of goals for, goals against, we had the most goals for. That's awesome. 303. Goals against, we're not the best. We're actually kind of middle of the pack. Or not middle of the pack. I think we're like bottom third. But I did not expect us to have the most goals for. That's really cool. And the first shot of the playoffs here against the Winnipeg Jets. We're taking a look at their team next year. I don't think they made too many, big splashes. Connor Scheifele, Ehlers there. Wheeler, Dubois, Krejci. Interesting that he was signed with the Jets. Vesalainen, Little, Appleton, Ferk, Gustafsson, and Harkins. If you guys are wondering, I made sure to bump Ferk's slap shot. I believe I made it a 95, so it's actually gone up on his own. Defensively, Morrissey, Pionk, DeMello, Ekholm, that's right. They did get him. Logan Stanley up to 83 already. Troy Stetcher there, so their defense looks like a lot better. Hellebuck, 82. They signed Lundqvist there to back him up. So the Jets team there, I think, looks better than they did in real life this season. And they made it to the second round before getting swept by the Canadiens. We'll see what we can do with them. First 2 games are at home. 5-3 loss, but we bounced back there with a 7-2 win. Let's keep it going in Winnipeg. 5-0 win, 4-3 loss. So they're playing us tight. Game 5, tied up 2-2. 4-3 win. Let's keep it going here. Looks like our AHL team's also in the playoffs. Going to win one of the next 2 games. And there we go. 6-3 win. We're moving on to the second round to play the San Jose Sharks again. Going to have another battle here of the Sea Animals. Peterson there, 8 points in 6 games. Again, the Sharks trade away a lot of guys. I'm surprised they're actually playing this well. LeBanc, Valuebrink's already 82 for them. Chekovich is 79, second line center. Wow, look at all the 70s on this team. We got 5 70s in their forward group. Defensively, Adam Pelech they signed, that's big. Paired up with Carlson, they're probably getting crazy cam. Defensive defenseman, offensive defenseman, they're definitely getting crazy cam. Plus Carlson's up in rating from 86 to 89. Stephen John's real life retired, but he's still there. Playing with Vlasic, Ferraro, and Juleson on the bottom pair. Goaltending, Tuukka Rask, they signed to be their starter. That makes a lot of sense too. They needed a goalie. 74 backup though was rough. So if somehow we can chase Rask out of this net, we're going to be looking pretty good. So our first 3 games here at home, we lose 4-3 and 6-1. Not a good start. We won the third game 4-1. It didn't show up. We lost the 4th 3-2. It's do or die. I don't know how the Sharks team, like that top D, they must be getting +5. Even still, their forward group is so much worse than ours. Come on, let's win 3 straight here against the Sharks. 4-3 OT win. Okay, keep it going. 2-1 loss. There you have it. Out in the second round of the San Jose Sharks, who's literally half their forward group was like AHL players. That's tough. Playoffs are over, guys. Look at this. Edmonton up to their old tricks. Jumps from 10-1 to win Shane Wright. Nashville there. Most likely taking Brad Lambert. Islanders look at Matthew Savoy. Obviously, we can try and make a play there to get into the top 3. St. Louis Blues won their second cup in 4 years. Colson was our playoff scoring leader, 12 points, 12 games. Should have won the Calder as well. I'll take a look at our playoff player stats, see how everyone else did. Hogner also had 12. So the young guns are getting it done. Peterson, Miller, Besser. Okay, so Horvat. I mean, really, everyone did pretty good. Let's see. Demko, not the best, but also not terrible. I guess, I don't know. Ran into not even really a hot Sharks team. They didn't go on to win the cup. I think we just got unlucky there. They actually lost in 7 to the Blues, who beat the Canes in 5. They went through the Blackhawks in 7 and the Avalanche in 6 before that. Canes there, Rangers, Flyers, Buffalo Sabres, Eastern Conference Final. What would literally be next season in real life. I do not see that happening. Also, guys, in case you were wondering, our AHL team there got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs. Honestly, isn't too bad. Like, I wasn't expecting them to even do that good. So NHL here, Blues Stanley Cup, Avalanche President's Trophy, Clancy Campbell Blues, Hurricanes Prince of Wales. Individual, Patrick Laine finished the Art Ross Trophy. Good for him. He also got the Hart, so Columbus has a superstar. McCarr, James Norris. Oh, that's right. Dougie Hamilton won it last year, not him. Peterson there, Lady Bing. That's pretty cool. I don't usually have a Lady Bing winner. But Colson got the Calder as we expected. Tarasenko, Conn Smythe. So returned to form for the Blues. Bennington won the Vezina on the Avalanche. Interesting. I'm not even sure who their goalie was then. He also got the William Jennings Trophy. Roman Josi there, Bill Masterton. Sharks coach Jack Adams again. See, that's kind of weird. Like, in real life, it's always kind of like the coach that didn't have a great team last year. So to win the Jack Adams 2 years in a row on the same team is very strange. Couturier, Selke, Laine, Ted Lindsay. You also got the Reese Richard. Laine cleaned up. AHL here. Quickly at the team awards. Cleveland Monsters there won the Calder Cup. So we actually lost the eventual winner. Didn't get any team awards. Nick Rutan, most points and MVP. No idea who that is. I think he's probably made up. Cody Ceci, best D-man on the Griffins. Holtby in the AHL. So we made a pretty good trade there, trading him for Fleury. Gets best goalie, though. I think this was last year of his contract. Holtby also had lowest goals against. I mean, maybe, I don't know. He's played well, but he played well in the AHL. I wonder if that'll, make his rating go up. And a quick look here, guys, at retired players. Patrick Marleau hangs it up as a Colorado Avalanche. Jason Spezza there on the Bruins. Alex Steen, Jokinen, Okposo, Bozak, Seabrook, Dubinsky, Molson there, Justin Braun. Goaltending-wise, Chad Johnson's, which means Lundqvist is still going. And we're at the draft here, guys, and look at this. The Oilers have their first overall pick on the block. This pretty much always happens whenever a team jumps up a bunch of spots, which makes no sense when you have a superstar like Wright available. Obviously, we have to try and trade for this. Also, guys, in case you were wondering, the top 3 players I mentioned are top 3. There's no creative players above them. I think there's a couple there below. Take a quick look and see. This guy has a good chance to be high elite. He's a goalie. Late first round pick. Another goalie there, guaranteed medium elite. We could potentially get in the second round. But I think I'm going to use that second round pick with JT Miller to try and get first overall to draft Shane Wright. Pittsburgh second's like almost a first. If they do this, wow, they'd be over the salary cap. Honestly, I'd retain 50% on JT Miller. That'd make his value even higher. Obviously, we're paying him half his salary to play against us next season. But if we get this Shane Wright, trade rejected. Tried in a third rounder as well. Still rejected. Second this year and next with JT Miller. I don't think we're getting Shane Wright. And as I say that, he goes first out of the Oilers. Only 80 out of the draft, so honestly it's pretty surprising. So I just sent the entire first round, guys. Lambert there, second overall, 76 high elite. Savoy, same thing at third. This made up guy, 81 medium elite. Like, it's so dumb. He's higher rated than Wright. And I have Wright being a 65 with a whole year to grow, franchise potential. Obviously, it's tough to make him like an 80 in junior or whatever. So I'm very curious to see what Connor Bedard ends up, as I made him the same rating as Wright, but with high franchise potential, and he's a year younger. So he really should be like 84 or higher out of the draft. So some pretty decent players here. Most of them, though, medium top 6. It doesn't really look like any other medium elites. Now I'm going to try and get trade with the Oilers here, moving up 4 spots in the second round to try and get that elite goalie we saw. They say no. 7th for 4 rounds. I mean, I guess I'll give them the 6. This seems like an overpayment, but the fact we know we're for sure getting immediately goalie, as long as he's still there, means it should be a good pick. No goalies were just taken. And there he is. Stahl, guaranteed medium elite. Hopefully a decent rating. Nathan Stahl, 57 overall. Not too bad. And next year, guys, trying to trade Hamonic to the Flyers for a 7th round pick. Not going to be bringing him back. I think Broberg will take his spot. We'll see if they'll do it for signing rights. And they do, okay. And in case you guys were wondering, since the Blues lost Binnington, Linus Ullmark was actually their starting goalie to win the Stanley Cup. And our next pick here, guys, is in the 3rd round. This dude, 50-50, medium top 6, isn't too bad. Our scouts like him as well. I'm going to take a chance. Mika Ninema, 63 overall, which is a decent rating, but he's only a medium top 9. And our next pick's not until 7th round here. Yakupov goalie here, really should be a medium starter. And he's a medium fringe, okay. Another pick in the 7th, definitely not taking a goalie. Garnett, 50-50, low top 6. Ranks 363, whatever, we'll take him. Arthur Garnett, 59 low bottom 6. So, we actually have another 7th round pick. It's the last pick in the draft. This Fritz dude might be medium top 4. Come on. And medium 7th. Honestly, could have been worse for the last pick in the draft. Alright guys, so another re-signed face here with $43 million in cap space, which is pretty ridiculous. Brock Besser, though, the first player we got to re-sign. Hopefully doesn't ask for too much. $10.6 million. Shows you just how good of a contract we got on Peterson there, 7.5. 10.6. He is 90 overall. That's really not that bad. 8 years till he's 33. It'd still be good. His price goes up by quite a bit. We'll try 10 million here. Right on for 6 years. See what he says. Philip Forsberg wants to stay with us. Wants 9.2. Besser's a 90, so that makes a lot more sense. Forsberg gave up a lot for. Got bounced in the 2nd round. I can't pay a guy who's 87, 9.2, especially if he's going to be on our 3rd line again. Let's see, after that, next big name player. Alex Edler here has gone down in rating to 83, still wants 4.2 million. He's 36, he could go down again. Dustin Brown's a good 3rd liner. 2.2 for 2 years, still an 83. He also still has top 6 potential, so he shouldn't really drop in rating. Let's try 1 year at 2 million. We're saving $3 million here on him. Victor Raskin went up by 2 overall, now an 82. Could be a decent 3rd line center option. Wants 3 years there at 2.7. Let's try 1 year at 2.5. See what he says to that. Jimmy Vesey is another guy, part of our 4th line. He's gone up in rating to an 81. Still only wants 1.65. I feel like that's pretty good value. Jake Virtanen here, big part of that 4th line, getting +3. 2 years, 1.95. Let's do 2 years, 1.75. He's a 78, so I mean it's already kind of expensive, but he does still have some potential. Roussel finally out from that contract. Bailey, 26.79. Basically just an AHL player. I can't qualify him actually, so have to let him go. Now Zach McEwen here, I was mentioning before, I think could make our NHL team. 150K for 2 years is a great contract. Jackals 26 now, still only a 77. Probably just going to release him, let some younger guys play. Howard 26.78. I guess I'll keep him, maybe like the AHL first line center. Glenn Denning, 33, now a 77. Yeah, I think we gotta let him go, especially 1.3. He's basically just good for 4th line and PK. Also, guys, looking at our goalies here, Demko, you can see he's got 1 year left at 3.7. DiPietro shouldn't be too expensive. 2 years, 150K. That's really, really good. 3 years, 1.4. Let's do 3 years, because if he does grow that 3rd year, we'll try 3 years here, 1.2, as that's still really good value, I think, for an 82. Now, this Cross guy's a free agent, 2066, medium fringe. Ellis, 9 overall higher, 1 year older. I feel like just not even worth, honestly, the spot. And here we go. Dustin Brown accepted his offer. Love that. Same with Victor Rask. So 2/3 of the 3rd line. I feel like Cole Lynn will probably play on their wing if we're not bringing back Forsberg. Howard there should be in the AHL. Vertan, of course, 4th line. Besser's coming back as well. Wasn't sure if we gave him too little there. McEwen, who could make the team. VC. DiPietro rejected. He wants a bit more money there for that 3rd year. We still have almost 30 million in cap space. That's amazing. I'm not sure where we got all this money because Besser had to resign. I know Roussel, obviously, big contract gone. Rask and Brown saved a bunch of money on. We retained 50% of Anton Strawman's contract. I'm wondering if maybe the Luongo money's finally gone too. I just checked, guys, and last season was the last year of Luongo's buyout recapture, costing us $3 million. Like, that's crazy. You can see Louis Eriksson's buyout's $2 million. $3 million bucks they're losing for literally nothing. Like, that sucks so much, the fact they trade him and that happens. Edler as well, $4 million. I don't know. I might take him back. It's really tough to say. I'm going to try 1.3 for 3 years on DiPietro next. I'm looking at our defense right now, guys. You can see Schmidt's gone up in rating now in 84. Hughes went up at some point over the past year because I know last summer he was a 90. He's also got high elite potential now, post to medium elite, so that's awesome. I feel like with Edler, Broberg getting the call-up, he'll probably be at least an 80. Our defense is solid, so let's see if we can get him locked up here again. 1 year deal, $4 million bucks. Exact same thing we signed him for last time. And I'm looking at Forsberg here, guys. Our first line set. Peterson, Vestergaard, Colson. We then have Horvat, Miller on the 2nd line, and with Hollinger, they get a +3. So it's tough to justify $9 million for Forsberg playing on the 3rd line. As much as I'd like to keep him, I think we're just going to let him go. Maybe we'll see what else is out there in free agency. But then a Brown and Rask with the third line, maybe with Lind, or we keep him on the fourth line with VC and Virtanen to get that +3. Definitely some options now. And there we go, guys. Others joining the team again. Same with Clark during the AHL, Jasic, Gadjevich, DiPietro. Still wants more money. That sucks. I feel like the 100K is not going to hurt us, though. As you can see, we still have 26 million in cap space, which is pretty ridiculous, honestly. I didn't expect to have so much. And there you go. DiPietro does finally accept his offer. So 1.4 for the next 3 years. Our backup's locked up. Could even grow him to starter. We'll see what happens there. We got 2 solid young goalies. I feel like our defense, I'm more than happy with that. If we do sign a big name free agent, though, to play with Quinn Hughes, Broberg just, gets more time in the AHL. In terms of forwards, could use a high-end third-line forward, like an 84, 85. Other than that, though, we really don't need that much, and we have a ton of cap space. So really, we're basically just going to potentially go superstar shopping because we have the money. Why not add one? But the fact we have all that cap space with the team basically filled out is an awesome spot to be in. And I was wondering how we have so much cap space, guys. We only have 6 players on this team making over $4 million. That is pretty crazy. And then, of course, our goalies, I think, combined for like $5 million. So, yeah, I really like the spot we're in right now. In terms of AHL players, I think everybody's locked up, except for Kuffner there. Have a qualifying offer on. Definitely have to sign some two-way players. I think we only have like 4 AHL defensemen. I actually let all the AHL coaching staff go. They've been okay, but I feel like, we could probably find some better ones in free agency. So, speaking of that, we're going to get to NHL free agency next year. Hopefully some big names. Mika Zibanejad, not too bad. Alex Barkov, is he a UFA? Wow, we can't not go for Barkov. 92 overall, that's ridiculous. Morgan Riley as well. I'm pretty sure he's from Vancouver area, like for sure BC. Boone Jenner wants 10-5, that's a lot. Same with Olofsson. He actually wants more than Forsberg. I almost traded for him too. Evgeny Malkin there, Perron, Kadri, Hurdle. Okay, so some pretty big name guys here. Right now, my eyes are kind of on Morgan Riley and Barkov. We actually have the money to sign both. I mean, they're not that old either. 26, 28. How crazy would that be? Goalies, you got Grubauer, Jaros, Shashurkin, Fleury, all 87, all free agents. Allmark just won a cup. Corby Salo, Kemper. Definitely a solid goalie class. I'll check two-way quickly just to see if there's a medium elite. Low elites, 20-58. Honestly, probably not worth signing. Stuart Skinner, though, 23-77. If we can get him for free, we definitely have to. He usually grows to like a low 80. Gonna offer him 900K here. If we do get him, though, I'm not really sure who the 2 AHL goalies are going to be, but that's fine. Speaking of which, Jacob Zaboral, 25-79, a free agent. If he grows over the summer, he's an NHL player for us. Make him the max offer there, 950K 1 year. Hopefully he signs, even just to help out the AHL team. Same goes for Siegenthaler here, 25-79, low top 4. And then Peak, 24-77. I was supposed to sign last time. We ran out of spots. I think I actually forgot, so let's try and get him here. Those 3 guys I think would actually just, fill out the AHL team quite nice. Nils Lundqvist here, 21-68, medium top 6. It's actually a first-round pick by the Rangers. He's a guy I actually forgot to boost to medium top 4, so we'll sign him. We'll see how he grows as a medium top 6. One thing I definitely have to do, I think, after I record this episode. Tobias Geiser here, 23-76, medium top 6. 4th-round pick by the Capitals. He's another pretty solid young defenseman. But not as good as Ferentz, 23-78. 3rd-round pick by the Predators. I'm not sure why teams are letting these guys go, like who they're overvaluing. Honestly, it's probably a guy that's like low top 4, way worse rated. Honestly, there's tons of guys like that, so I'm just going to kind of stick with my pick. We obviously only can make so many offers. These 2, 20 and only a 55, low top 4. They probably never grow into anything. Try forwards next year. Senishin here could join our team with Zaboral, 25-76, medium top 6. If he has a good season, you never know. Dmitry Timashov, 25-78. I had to lower his potential from medium top 6 to low top 6. Otherwise, it didn't really make a lot of sense. Adam Brooks here, 26-77, high top 9. Could help with the AHL team. And like I was saying, guys, I think I'm just going to go superstar hunting next year. If we sign Alex Barkov, we can make Bo Horvat the 3rd-line center. Probably best 3rd-line center in the NHL. I guess Rask moves to the wing with Brown. $11 million. I mean, dude, the Selke winner was the most underrated player in the league for a while there. 7 years to be till he's 33. 11.175. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with having him for the next 7 years. 92 overall. 11.5 million. 7 years. We'll see what he says. Morgan Riley's 28. Wants 5 years, so he's 33. That's pretty reasonable as well. Let's try Riley, 11.5 for the next 5 years. Kind of feel like we're signing Parise and Sudi here in their prime. Hopefully it works out a bit better for us though. Again, I think both these players are worth it. I'm also giving them both more money than they're asking for, so we'll see what happens here. Penguins want to give us a 6th and a 7th for 2 guys that are okay. I think I'd rather just keep those players. Nils Lundqvist accepts the offer. He'll help with the HLD. Come on. Zaboral accepts the offer as well. Ferentz there. Siegenthaler. Stuart Skinner. AHL team's getting really good. Timashov. Peak. Okay, there we go. AHL team. We have a new coaching staff. Bunch of new players. Adam Brooks. Geiser there. Landeskog in a 3rd. For the medium league goalie, 2 seconds. This isn't a bad offer at all, but I'm going to wait on it because obviously we might need that money for Barkov and Riley. Speaking of which, Alex Barkov, there we go. Joins the Vancouver Canucks. What a signing. And Morgan Riley comes with them. Okay, so we missed out on literally everyone last offseason, and this season we get the best forward and the best defenseman. Definitely made up for it. I'm curious now how much cap space we have. We still have $5 million in cap space. That is a very good buffer room, you know, from the cap max. It allows us to make some moves at the deadline with 50% retention, making a trade for a rental or whatever. Also some wiggle room for new contracts. I know Hoglander's going to need one. I'm happy with that. Also, guys, I see Puljujärvi's available here. 24 years old, 80 overall. I'm not sure if he'd fit in our NHL team, but honestly, he's got a role of depth forward. Could play him first line AHL. Maybe get a good chemistry boost, goes off, grows a ton. Only wants $1 million. I'll offer him, I don't really know if we have our 3rd round pick, 1.4. No picks required. Edmonton probably matches, but if not, you know, Puljujärvi for free. And there we go. Puljujärvi accepted as of now. Obviously, Edmonton has a chance to match. And they did match our offer, but still, miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I'm just looking at the team right now, guys. I'm glad we have that $5 million in cap space because Podkolzin, Horvat, Miller, Hollander all need new deals next year. I think Demko as well, so we'll definitely need that money. I know Louis Eriksson's buy will be off the books. That's like $7 million to work with, but yeah, we're probably going to be losing somebody, but even so, like Barkov, Riley were still definitely worth signing. Also, too, it's a 2023 draft, so Connor Bedard, Michkov going to go 1 and 2. I might give up like my next 5 first round picks to try and get Bedard, but I don't know if that'll even be enough. Flames here want to trade us Justin Schultz for our medium league goalie. Schultz barely makes our defense. Same with Alexiak there. Alright, guys, and that's our next season. Very excited to see how we do. I think we're stacked throughout. You can see team stats there is Buyer, which is equivalent to Champion. Honestly, those 2 free agent signs I think are going to push us over the top. So, first line, you got Peterson now on the left wing, playing with Barkov and Besser, all 90 plus, no chemistry boost. I don't think they're going to need it. Those 3 guys are all all-stars. Hollander, Miller, Podkolzin on the second line getting a +3. You then have Cole, Lynn, Horvat, and Brown on the third line with a +1. Finally, VC, Rask, and Bertan on the fourth line getting a +3. So, a really good chemistry boost. I feel like the first line, obviously, you'd like one, but those 3 guys should be good enough on their own. Defensively here, we got Schmidt and Hughes still as the top pair. Riley Lady on the second pair. Then we have Edler matched up with Rathbone. No boost for them. Rathbone sees now an 84. So really good growth from him. Ulavia as well. I actually would have rathered Rathbone on that second pair a bit younger, but no boost. Also, we put Riley with Hughes, only a +1. So figured might as well keep that +3. In terms of goalies, Demko's still an 88. DiPietro's now an 84. So he's definitely starting to challenge Demko for that starter spot. And we got him locked up for 3 more years there at 1.4. So very happy with how this team looks. Again, I feel like I gotta be one of the better teams in the NHL. In terms of the AHL team, our AHL team is actually kind of nasty. So +3 on that second line. You can see everybody but Maverick Bourque, I think, is like a mid-70 or higher. Defensively here, 281s, Zaboral and Broberg both. Peak and Siegenthaler there get a +3, so you're going to be playing like 80s. Ferentz and Geiser there, solid. Goaltending-wise, Parsons and Skitter, both 79s. Really good looking AHL team as well. So we've only had a couple seasons to work on this team, and I feel like already we've definitely turned it around. Future is looking bright. We'll see what these overall ratings are heading into next season. 96 offense, 94 defense, 89 goaltending. You can see Barkov there, the best player on the team. So, like I said, guys, excited to see what happens. Hopefully enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, hit the sub button. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.